College football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
With over 25 years of serving our communities, Destiny Financial Services, a division of Global Life, is here to help you and your family through difficult times. From cancer care to accidental industries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life, but you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call DFS at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at www.globelifeinsurance.com. That is 877-300-8269, or again, the website at www.globelifeinsurance.com.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year, a title reserved for elite HBCU marching bands. A season-long competition that culminates in Atlanta on Friday, December 12th. Drum majors, percussion, drill, auxiliaries, musicality. All aspects will be examined by the toughest judges in the world of college bands. 4 will qualify for the big stage, where national champions will be crowned. Follow us on social media for rankings updates throughout the season. And join us in Atlanta on December 12th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports. You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
Planning an event? From weddings to corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC brings over 15 years of experience to make your vision a reality. Based in Metro Atlanta and serving statewide, even internationally, we provide versatile event planning and authentic catering cuisines tailored to your needs. Whether it's pre-game meals for student athletes, fundraisers, weddings, corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC is your one-stop solution for exceptional service and unforgettable food. Our diverse culinary heritage means we cater to all cultural tastes, dietary needs, and food restrictions, making every meal uniquely yours. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Visit us on all social media at CMJ Events LLC or email us at cmjeventsllc@gmail.com. Also give us a call at 404-664-3882 so that we can start planning now.
College football fans, a champion will rise in Atlanta on December 13th. MEAC champion, SWAC champion, the 10th Cricket Celebration Bowl, crowning an HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentjax.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year. Returning to Atlanta on December 12th, 4 bands will qualify for the big stage, where 2 national champions will be crowned. Follow us for rankings updates throughout the season, and join us on December 12th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
I love Atlanta, a city in the forest. Hi, I'm Jeff Cleveland, seasoned loan officer in the Atlanta market. And whether you're buying a new home, refinancing to do debt consolidation, home improvements, or just to lower your payments, give me a call. I'll ensure that you're treated with dignity and respect, that you're informed throughout the process, and that there are no surprises at closing. Give me a call and let's get started.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Today is the 29th of October, 2025. Yeah, it's 2025. Welcome to Random Thoughts with DBP. I'm your host, DBP. Some of my partners, and I use that term lightly because they misfits in society, but I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to see if I ain't going to heaven, but I'm just trying to see if they'll let me do a drive-by so I can just stop and wave at some people and shit. So, but anyway, I had a good show scheduled for y'all, but this is why the show is called Random Thoughts, because in the way of getting ready for the show, random shit just be happening and they just take me to the left. And, see, that's why I got some other hosts, because they supposed to help keep me focused when I don't focus so good by myself. Oh, shit. Mo got some paperwork. Oh, damn, I might be in trouble. I feel like I'm going to the principal's office already. But anyway, this is what I want to start off by saying. It's two things that's really bothering me, and I'm going to get more in here in a second. Number one, ladies and gentlemen, I get social media. It is what it is. But what I don't get is how you don't interact with somebody, which is cool because it's social media. But then when you promoting shit, you all of a sudden want to tag them. Right now, so you sent me a friend request just so you can tag me so shit can be on my, but you don't interact with me. You ain't said nothing to me. It ain't a conversation we had. See, I could do a post about the stock market, and I ain't talking to Mo. He ain't here yet. He gonna be here in a second. And I could tag Mo because Mo is my stock market guy. But we have these conversations all the time. Because I tag people when I do certain things because I want their crowd. But these same people will tag me because they know I do a show. But then I'm looking at these other people who I really don't know you. I check my inbox. We in inbox. I know you ain't got my phone number. But you tagged me. And the crazy thing is, ain't you tagged me once, you tagged me 2-3 times. So, I used to be petty. And I would send you a little Instagram. But now I just go to unfriend you and block you because I'm just like, damn, because I hate when people say, why you send me a friend request if you're not going to talk to me? Well, shit, sometimes you just say some funny shit, and I just want to see the funny shit that come on your page so I can steal it. But please believe, if I'm stealing shit off your page, I'm going to speak. Because normally I'm going to say something like STOLT, stolt. See, for those y'all know what I mean, it means I have already stolen and prepared to use it immediately. That's stolt. Not stealing, it's stolt. Because, that's what it means for those y'all who are hoodly challenged. And, so let me go on and get more on here before I get carried away and miss out on the show. What's up, brother?
I don't know. I ain't never stoked nothing in my life, man.
But that's because you portray a good dude until people watch the show. Once they watch the show, then it's a wrap. But just looking, you appear to be the good dude of the group. But people who don't watch the show for the past, 6 weeks, they know y'all got me looking like I'm a real angel and not the devil type angel either. Just for all your smart ass. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got me looking real angelicish.
Hey man, let me ask you a question. When you came on, was that a hand grenade screensaver I saw?
The one behind me?
No, I saw. Was that your only screensaver you got? Because I thought I saw a hand grenade screensaver, man. I said this dude is wild, man.
Man, see, he trying to get. I used to come over here knowing that Americans don't have hand grenades. That's a bull right there. No, sir, I don't know nothing about hand grenades. I don't even watch movies with hand grenades because I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Yeah, and you the kind of dude got 5 in your drawer right next to you too, man. Don't try that, man.
I like to poke people, so I might have some extremely, extremely sharp objects, but now I don't like blowing stuff up. understand this, brother. For real, I'm 100% black. If there's a radius that I got, if there's a timeline when I got to be away from some stuff, we don't like stuff that use timers because we not. Sometimes did I say 10 seconds or 100 seconds? See, and it's like, nah, I'm just let it ride. I'm just let it ride. What's up, Theo?
What time did he say run? I forgot. Uh-oh.
Did he say 5:30 or 5:35? I'm trying to scroll through my messages and if ain't no boom.
No question, man.
But I do keep edge weapons close.
I know what you got over there, man. You remember that day we were just hanging out? I seen that before. Yeah,
this is for the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You never know when they show up at your house.
I already know I can't run fast, so I ain't even trying.
Running? Man, listen, after you get 38, ain't nobody running no more. Ain't nobody running no more.
Bro, I wasn't running at 19. I'm like, hey man.
Yeah, we gotta handle this right here.
Look, I'm slow. I might as well just start gutting people. All right, so what the rest of these misfits at? All right, so we got you here. So you the perfect one. Damn, I need Mark because Mark is a consumer. What Mark at? Cause we need to talk about this. We're gonna talk about this blackout.
Oh, the blackout. Yeah, Mark got a whole different perspective on that, I think.
Let me see. What's on my list of topics? While we're waiting on them, buying a home. Because a lot of people still ain't bought a home. And if you ain't bought one, time's gonna get really hard if you ask me. But I'm gonna ask my stock market guru because everybody complaining about investors buying up homes and renting them out at exorbitant prices. Does the stock market have an effect on home buying, in your opinion?
I would probably say there's a different mechanism that has an impact on home prices. It's not necessarily the stock market, because stock market is a place where you can invest into stuff and get a return. Nobody's there's the some of the housing companies are on the stock market, but I would say that it's more based on the housing market itself. So for example, we all know about redlining, we all know about all kind of other things, and we also know about when people come in and they fix up a community and then they charge certain prices, right? That ain't got nothing to do with the stock market, right? We know that happens, right? People come into the community, and then there'll be exodus, everybody will move, and then they'll fix it up, and then they'll charge new baseline rents and people move in. So that right there don't got nothing to do with the stock market. So I would say primarily no.
What about when you're trying to get stuff done with all these hey, what's up, April? Hey, April was my realtor. She's in the comment section. I'm gonna just tell y'all about April right quick. I was in the market to buy a house, right? And I'm trying to do the right thing. April said, I really didn't make her work hard. I was looking at properties. I knew which ones I wanted to see. So I had a realtor that was referred to me by my lender. So you know which properties I wanted to see. I even went to some of them because a couple of them happen to have an open house. I ain't heard from my realtor in 2-3 days. I'm not sure how I found April, but April was so cool. And ladies, I'm gonna tell you this about if you get a realtor. We saw some houses. We saw some expensive houses. And April said to me, it was me and I took Trina with me at the time. I want to say we looked at 5 or 6 houses. And what up, Lyle? April said to me, we went to one, she was like, she don't like this one. And April didn't try to sell me on the most expensive house. We got the one. April said, this is the one. She's like, you like it? Trina love it. This is the one you should get. And, you know, it was cool because, like I said, it wasn't the most expensive house. And these realtors get paid off commission. She wasn't trying to get me. She wasn't trying to get the most she could get. She was trying to get what was best for her customer. And I got to say, ladies and gentlemen, you got to look out for people like that when you know, you watch all these shows and you hear about the top end and I tell people when they telling you what, you know, oh, you can afford a $300,000 house, and a lot of y'all can, but you're not gonna eat, you're not gonna have electricity, you're not gonna be able to watch TV, you're not gonna have nothing on in the house because you maxed out with your funds. Because the one house that was really, really nice, it would have put me at the top. It would have put me at the top of my budget.
Mm-hmm.
And that means we're gonna have to cook every day. Ain't no going out for at least 8-9 months. Trina gonna have to get a job, a full-time job, because this is gonna max us at every level. Because you know, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the numbers.
Yeah, no vacation.
And I know, you know, hey, we still gotta, you know, factor in water, the gas, the heat, insurance, all this stuff that they don't give you. It's like when you buy a car, they tell you the price of the car, but once you throw insurance in them, I've seen a lot of people got a $285 car note, but the insurance make the car note $585 because you got to get full coverage unless you pay them cash. But anyway, April was like the best. You know, she the reason I just want to buy a whole nother house just because she was so cool. Yeah, USA, they did good, except they recommended somebody. And okay, so I think April was probably the second one they gave me because I didn't like the first one they gave me. But what's up, Lai? How you been, man? When we going out for a ginger ale? So yeah, when you're looking for a house, get somebody who's looking out for your best interest. If you don't like them, replace them. Because remember, at the end of the day, if you buy a house, they get paid. To me, there's nothing stupider than paying somebody that you don't like to prove a point.
Yeah,
I ain't bought a new house lately. I've been thinking about it though. I've been thinking about buying one because I think I wanna. I've been listening to Mo, and I think, from my standpoint, my area of expertise, I think having passive income through rental property is a way to go, especially if you can get a good deal. Because if I can get a good rental property and I don't have to charge what the market is charging now because I ain't trying to get rich off of them, because man, I looked at some and I was looking at some, pricing them out. If I can get it for $1,200, my cost, well, I could rent it out for $1,600, $1,700. Why do I need to rent it out for $3,500?
yeah.
Because what ends up happening, have y'all looked and see how some of these properties stay on the market for a long time? Because the group of renters, most people who can afford $3,500 can afford to buy their own place.
Right.
But if I can make $400 or $500, to me that's a win-win. That's almost better than any stock tip that Mo can give me. If I can make $500 a month off something, and we'll just throw in $200 for a rental company to take care of it, I'm still making $300 a month. Go ahead and say something, bro.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna caution people to say just got to be careful with that because, and I went through this too, so I'm talking from kind of experience because I lost a couple houses. But the one thing you got to, you know, DVP was saying making money, which that's probably the right term, but just got to keep in mind that if you got an outstanding mortgage, you're making money to pay the mortgage. You're not making money to make money. It's not free cash. So just keep that in mind. Your cash probably won't be free for some number of years, you know, but like he said, you know, it'll be that, you know, housing investment is a really good investment. So that's going to last you a long time.
And like I said, you know, and I tell people, renting ain't easy. First of all, renting is not easy. Because you gotta find clients. I mean, everybody want to act like it's the easiest thing going, but it's a reason a lot of people don't keep their stuff. Finding somebody who can pay rent, who's gonna pay rent, ain't the easiest thing going all the time. I've had a couple of properties. All right, if we need to talk, cause man, I've been wanting to get a quad for the longest. I mean, man, April, I'm gonna call you tomorrow. Oh goodness, I've been looking for a quad since forever, ever. But yeah, that get you a good realtor. But it's like anything else. If you're gonna help somebody get paid, make sure they're looking out for your best interest. Make sure that it's kind of like this show. And I tell you all the time, we don't agree on everything, but we don't have to. But what we could do is provide insight for each other, things that we never thought about. That when somebody can tell us, we can like, oh, you know what? That's pretty cool. I ain't never think about it like that. And that's why you want to have friends who can give you a different perspective, not necessarily argue with you. It's just think about this. You know, when I want to do this, is this a good idea? You know, me and Mo talk about it all the time. When we talk about stocks, I love what Mo is doing with stock. But I give y'all, because some of y'all were like me, y'all were scared of it. So start with something small. I started with Cash App. You know, let my chain go to buying me stock. I got some Exxon stock through Cash App. Now I done increased it because I saw how much it was getting. But I didn't have to go out there and start with $1,000. I didn't have to start with $100. I bought my first stock with $3. And, you know, I just watched it and I was like, okay. As it started doing things, I'm watching, now I'm feeling a little bit better. But I know some of us don't have disposable income. So I'm not telling you to jump out there. That's why, you know, when me and Mo talk, we giving y'all the different ways. If you got some disposable income, look at what he's telling you. Look at some of the stuff he's telling you. If you don't, but you still want to dabble, it don't take $1,000. You can start with, I ain't did a whole lot of research into the penny stocks. And one day me and Mo, we're going to do a show probably on the weekend. And we're just going to talk about the different types of stocks and what you should do. You know, I don't have me a stock, what do you call them, a broker or agent yet. Right now I'm just doing my own little research, looking at things that I can afford, looking at things that I know that people use or that they got to use. Speaking of things they got to use, when y'all start hitting this world now looking for jobs, y'all better make sure your job ain't AI replaceable, because man, AI coming through with a vengeance.
Oh man.
And everybody getting mad, but some of this y'all doing to yourself, man. Customer service is sucking these days. You can't get mad about AI replacing. I mean, about not AI. Yeah, about AI or even about machines replacing you. For the service, and I don't care what nobody say, I ain't trying to hear you. For the service I get at Walmart, I don't need a cashier. They rude. I might as well just can't. I'm not bagging my own groceries. You shitting me. If it's gonna cut $5, $6 off my bill, guess what? I'm bagging my own shit. Cause some of these young kids they got bagging, they putting breakable stuff with fragile stuff. They don't care. So what's the difference if you got to keep hey, don't put that with that, don't put that with that. I might as well bag my damn self.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear the complaint. Oh, we all getting replaced. No, not we all. Just we all that don't want to work. If you want to have a job in customer service, you better up your game. That's all I can say. So we're gonna move on. Here you come. But we want to take up part 2 of your subject the other day, Mo. We talked about when it's time to leave a relative, when it's time to get out that relationship. I want to talk about how do you know when it's time to leave a job? How do you know when it's time? And what I want to specifically, I'm gonna let this Mo's topic. So I'm gonna let him do a little introduction, and I got 2 little things I want to toss now after he do his thing. Welcome to the show, Mark.
What's up, Mark?
What up, man? Feel good.
We've been waiting on you to get to the good stuff.
I know. Feel good to be here.
How was your vacation, man?
Boy, vacation was perfect, man. I ain't even gonna hold you, man. I enjoyed myself. Boy, Bermuda is beautiful.
What my shot glasses?
I got it. We got to link up. I got one.
Let me see. I don't trust you, Mo. Let me see.
I'll go get it in a minute.
Oh, there he go with that. All right, go ahead, Mo.
Let me share the live out, man, and then I got you.
Hey, Mark, you had that rum twizzle?
Rum swizzle. I sure did.
Yeah, the rum swizzle. Yeah. I've been down there, man. I had that one. Yeah. Hey,
yeah, that rum swizzle was all right.
Yeah, it's good stuff. You know, good stuff. You went
yeah,
down there.
I went to. Huh?
That underground cave. You go into that?
Yeah, man. The caves were beautiful. Water was nice. Yeah, they tricked me. I went down in the caves.
I'm glad y'all got that in before Joe get here.
Yeah, there's a little restaurant right across the street. That's why I got my rum swizzle at.
Yeah, man. Yeah, good time. Yeah. I had a good time over there. Ain't nothing to do except relax. You can't do nothing
that's
if you want. Yep.
Man, I ate Barracuda. I had a Barracuda sandwich.
Oh man. Oh,
Hey, I got some Barracuda boots.
Hey, that sandwich was everything. I ain't even gonna hold you, boy. That sandwich was good.
Yes, sir.
And everybody they tried to talk me out of getting it, but I was like, man, I may not get another chance to eat Barracuda. So I went on ahead and ate that Barracuda. It was good too.
And you take that boat ride to go buy the $1 million homes?
Yeah, we drove by the $1 million homes. Oh man, it's like,
that's crazy.
Oh, you did everything. You ran out like a real little tourist.
Yeah, real thing.
Yeah, that's what I did, man. I enjoyed it, man. It was like I say, it was a beautiful island. I did a nice little tour. We had a great tour guide, awesome tour guide that showed us around. Like I say, we went all through the $1 million houses and went off into a little ducked off in the cut little fish spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the Barracuda, which is good fish, it was on a they make their own special tartar sauce and they put it on raisin bread. It was on point. All that tied in quite nice and lovely.
So were you by yourself or did you do a tour? When you went to Bermuda, did you do a tour? You get on the bus?
I'm gonna need y'all to get focused. We got people watching. They don't want to hear about this.
I
need y'all to get focused, no?
I knew DVP was getting anxious. I could tell, man. All right, so what we doing, DVP? What you want me to do?
When is it time to leave your job?
Oh, okay. All right. So I just open it up. I'll tell you guys my experience, then we can just chop it up. When it's time to leave your job. So I struggle with that. I struggle with that a lot because I think it's a psychological thing because my background was one where you need to have a job to live. The job is not a fun, it's not convenient. Some of the people I work with, man, them cats was coming and going. And I was just like, I think I was, like I said, I think I was psychologically impacted by how I grew up. And I was like, I can't just easily leave. So what ended up happening, I took way more than I should have. You know what I mean? So because I know how far to take it before somebody's going to say, we got to let you go or we're going to fire you, but there were a few times I lost it, but I kept it in check enough so I can keep my job. But, you gotta manage this yourself and think about if you got options, right? Think about when it's time to leave. And there's a few things you can think about. One is, are you getting the right pay? You know what I mean? Because I was in a position for a long time, getting a certain amount of pay. And what these jobs do is they keep the pay scale secret. They go out of their way to it's crazy, man. They go out of their way to keep the pay scale secret. And you can't just go up to somebody who got the same job as you. You can do it, but they may not tell you. But it's not common that we'll go up to somebody with the same job as us and say, hey, what you making? They ain't gonna tell you anyway. Most people ain't gonna tell you anyway. It's their personal business. But it wasn't, I got wiser over time. I didn't learn this stuff till later. But you could go on, when because the internet was there, you could go on this Glassdoor, you can go on wherever you want and figure out what you're supposed to be getting paid. There's ways to do that. So I came up with this question was, when is it time to leave a job? And so I'm gonna ask Mark and DVP what they think about. I know for me, when it's time to leave is when, for me, it was, and it depends on the stage of your life. Like now, I'm leaving. I don't care if I got a safety net. I don't need nothing, man. I'm walking out the door. If I ain't got to eat a few days, it's cool, man. I'm out. But when I was younger, the time to leave was when I had at least a few options under my belt, and I was gonna be able to do at least something. You know what I mean? I that street stuff is not for me. I ain't gonna be on the street. So that's mine. That's when it's. But when it's time to leave for me is when I just can't. It's too much stress. I can't take it anymore, and I feel like I'm not getting properly compensated. That's when my wheels start turning, and then I hear through the grapevine and say, "Man, listen, Mike just started. Mike's making $13 an hour, right? I don't know what Mike's making, but just hearing that is enough to bother me. I'm like, how is that going on? You know what I mean? So for me, it's just when I lose peace of mind. What you say, Mark?
Basically the same thing. Now back same thing. Growing up, it was like, oh, got to keep a job, got to make sure I find something else. Now, yada yada yada. But after COVID hit, it didn't take me long to realize that the job don't give a damn about me, and I'm gonna be out as soon as the first time I feel unhappy. Oh, y'all like this? Y'all gonna do it this way? Don't worry about it. I'm out. Because I spent a lot of time stressing, oh man, what am I gonna do? I can't quit. I don't want to do this, don't want to do that. So once I got that out my mind, I realized, man, just go do it. Now they don't care about me. I could care less about them.
Facts. What you say, DVP?
And I'm gonna just say this: know where you at, because I think a lot of people have got caught up in what somebody else is making, but you don't get caught up in what else they bring to the table. Because I had somebody do that, but you ain't me. You don't bring what I bring. You don't bring the expertise that I bring. So I should make more money than you. And they quit because I relate jobs to relationships. Sometimes we overvalue ourselves. We think that we special. And as Mark has said, so the company go on without you. Please believe that. But can you go on without the company? See, if your pride gonna let you go hungry, and it's different if you're single. See, one something about us three gentlemen, I'm gonna use in real world. If we don't want to do something, and I'm just gonna say we all single right now, it ain't nothing for us to stay in a boarding house. It ain't nothing for us to get a room for rent or something like that while we going through the struggle. Hell, it ain't nothing for some of us to sleep in our car. But if you got somebody else depending on you, can you just quit because you don't like some shit?
Yeah,
if it ain't physically causing you harm, I'm gonna tell you suck it up. Because I'm gonna tell you something that I know is true in damn near every situation, and I'm sure we can all agree on this. When you got something, people want some of what you got. More come in. When you ain't got nothing, when you ain't got no job, when you ain't got no girlfriend, don't nobody want you. Get a girlfriend, get a boyfriend, and see what happens. People start coming out the woodwork. They be like, oh, I like. Well, damn, when I was single for 3 months, you didn't say shit. Now that I got a girlfriend, here come 20 girls. It's like, oh, so now y'all want to holler.
Yeah,
get
right.
money. When you got a job, you can get another job. When you ain't got no job, it's hard because everybody want to know why you unemployed, and they looking at you funny. And you just say, "Oh, I'm a great worker." Well, great workers ain't unemployed. Well, what happened to this last job? Oh, they weren't paying me enough, and that's the wrong thing to say to somebody who's hiring. So I think we got to be real careful about this because, like I said, I see people making demands for monies that they ain't earned. But I deserve to make $20 an hour. Why? Oh, I got bills. Well, you doing it. You pimping backwards, player. You're supposed to get money, then get bills. Don't get the bills first. So you don't went out and got your iPhone. You don't went and got you a charger. You don't went and got you a laptop. But you ain't got no job. So now you think it's my job as an employer to get you what you need. Because everyone say, oh, they're not paying a living wage. Is it they not paying a living wage or you living above your means? So I think we got to keep all these things in mind because I would venture to say we all got some friends, family who living above their means. They don't want to downsize. They don't want to cut the cable off. They don't want to live in the hood. Because who wants to live in the hood? But if you ain't making but $900 a month, why you keep looking at these $1,500 apartments?
Right.
And at some point, you got to say, hey, well, and luckily, it probably stopped with Mark's generation. It may have started a little bit later. But most of us didn't start off living in nice places. We started off living somewhere subcompact. That's the word I'm going to use because it sounds better. We stayed in some subcompact homes until we elevated and we kept moving up. But I'm looking at these people, man, and I'm looking at these, bro, what you trying to get, man? I need a 3-bedroom. What the hell you need a 3-bedroom for? Oh, because I got to have this. I need a game room. Bro, you making $750 an hour. The fuck you gonna need a 3-bedroom? I mean,
I need a pool table, man. What you talking about?
I want a place with a pool. What? Bro, you make $750 an hour. You better go to the wild like we did. You better go to and I think sometimes, and that's why I want to talk about it, sometimes we get so caught up in what everybody else doing. Well, D, you didn't do that. Well, see, I can quit a job because, damn, I'm retired. I get a check. I'm retired. I get a check regardless. I got a company. I got several different streams of income. So yeah, I don't have to do the same thing. But guess what? Even with that, one of my partners said, man, why you don't get you a brand new car? You know the brand new car come with? It come with a brand new car note. Don't want no car note. Don't want no car note. For me personally, there's nothing worse than having a car that you have to work for. In my world, the car should work for me. But I got to get a job now to pay for this car. Because, what? I got a Hellcat. Oh, oh man, look, you got that nice car. What kind of gas that Hellcat use? Premium?
Yep.
So premium is always going to be at least $450. The Hellcat is already overpriced. I got this, and I'm making $8 an hour because somebody told me, man. And that's what I'm saying. I don't get it, but hey man, you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, just to leave leaving because you wasn't happy, to me is dumb.
Yeah, and let me mention one other thing too. But as part of this whole discussion, one thing to keep an eye on, and you got to speak up. You got to speak up, folks. You got to speak up, and that's responsibility that they give you versus your time to promotion. You got to speak up, because they was throwing all kind of stuff on my back, and dumb old me, I wasn't asking for a promotion, right? I'm like, they kept stringing me on, talking about, oh, we testing you to see if you can handle it. Man, how you gonna test me for 2 years, man? When the promotion coming, So make sure that don't happen to you. You make sure your job aligns with your responsibilities. Your job aligns with your pay. Because a lot of times what happens is, if you show them, look, I got additional skill set, they'll use you with that skill set for less money. Meanwhile, somebody that can't do everything you doing is making more money. Now y'all know that's backward. That's backward.
And this is where you got to do some self-promotion. You got to find out what it takes to move up to the next step. And if you're like, I ain't doing all this, and again, you got to know who your employer is. Because to me, everything is an audition. The less you keep talking about, oh, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that, then you take yourself out of management position. So if you got an eye on the future, everybody that I know who's been legitimately upgraded or whatever, show the talent. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. You may not be first because nepotism and friendship do exist, but you can't keep a good man down. But if all you do is the bare minimum to get your check, but you keep saying why you last getting a raise, because you keep doing bare minimum. I ain't telling y'all to stay at work late every day. I'm not telling you that. But sometimes you need to make sure you finish the job, because it's like having a child. They say it ain't what you do when when somebody's looking. It's what you do when you think ain't nobody looking, because somebody's looking still. You may not see them, but it's like when I used to check sheets. Well, the sheets will come into me. I can see who working when, who stand over to make sure they get something done, as opposed to waiting till the next morning. But you don't know nobody looking. So sometimes, like I say, it's a lot of different things that go into it. And I'm going to say the biggest thing in my world, you need to know whether you have a job or whether you have a career. If you got a career, you need to put a little bit more into it. If you got a job, to me, it is what it is. And the difference is a job can give you benefits. A job has upward mobility. But again, a job is going to give you benefits other than just pay. But, you got to let your conscience be a guide, but don't quit because you're mad and don't have something else lined up. Don't quit because you're mad. That's the dumbest reason to quit. Oh, man, he think he my boss. Well, shit, he is your boss. Oh, he was disrespectful. Is your rent getting paid? Is that Hellcat you want, is you still been to make them notes? Because if you're looking for friendship at a job and you're looking for friendship out of your boss, yeah, you should start your own company.
Yeah, and that disrespect gonna follow you to the next job too. Trust me, because
but always somebody who got a slick mouth.
But the levels to the disrespect.
Yeah, it's what it is. I call it the one throat to choke. That's what they used to call it at my job. You got one throat to choke, right? So whoever you work under, if he's the one throat to choke person or she's the one throat to choke person, she gonna have her foot on your neck, saying you got to get this done. You got to get this done. because I'm not getting choked out. You know what I mean? And that is just all downhill, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, but I seen people leave good jobs for the wrongest of reason, and then they got to come back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That too, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't,
yeah.
and you can't come. They may let you come back where you left off, but when you come back where you left off, that's where you're gonna stay for a while. Because you're not already showed that you'll leave. They just need you to fill the spot. But then but like I said, that's just one thing you got to look at. You got to weigh all the options, but you got to be truthful to yourself. Are you a valuable employee to the company, or is that just some shit in your head?
So DVP, you brought up something. Mark, I want you to chime in on this too, but DVP brought up something. It sounds like that word loyalty. I found that ain't no such thing when you talk about a job, when you talk about a career, ain't no such thing as being loyal to a company. You stay at your own will, at your free will, but ain't no such thing as being loyal to a company. Just from that's from my experience and the stuff I learned, when I was working. What you say, Mark? What y'all say?
I definitely agree with that. Ain't no loyalty. I had a job, and I thought everybody loved me at the job. I did. I was doing everything, helping everybody out, running around like a little fire ant, helping everybody. But I didn't know they didn't like me till my supervisor left, and I got an interim supervisor, and she told me they don't like you. I said, "Oh, damn."
Wow.
I'm talking about days I'm sleeping at my office. I don't work so late, sleep at the office. You know what I mean? Just ripping and running around. So I was like, and at that point, I was like, fuck a job.
Yeah.
I never, ever would be around here being Superman to nan job, and ain't no loyalty. When like I say, as soon as I feel that inkling, I don't like being here. I'm out.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, you ain't the only one. I went through that same thing, man. Everybody, you think you think you can do. Hey, if I could do 1,000 things and I'm good at it, oh man, I'm going right to the top, baby. Yeah. I don't think so. Yeah,
and DVP, I don't agree with what you said. For me, first, if I'm mad, I'm quitting. That's the best reason. No way and no reason you should be going to work mad.
No, you should be going to sleep, man, but you ain't finna stay up all night either.
Hey, Mark, I kind of agree with you, but I also agree with DVP because it is. If I got to go to work mad to eat, I'm going to work, man.
Hey, I'm gonna tell him I was looking when I found this job.
To me, that's one of them things that what they say: he who angers you controls you. I ain't finna be mad because I'm thinking that this shit come with a paycheck. I'm getting paid pretty good, so I don't care. We from the hood. It ain't much we can't ignore.
Right.
What you gonna do? You ain't gonna put your hands on me, so you can bitch and whine. All I'm doing is just cut my little Walkman up. I don't care. Well, you know what? As long as that check clear, you can talk about my mom. I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? She done pissed me off before too. So go and do what you got to do. And the quicker you adopt that mentality, guess what? The quicker people stop bothering you because they realize they ain't gonna get to you. I ain't no need to send him. He don't care. He don't care. You slow. Hey, my coach said I got 3 speeds: slow, slow, and stop. So what you think I'm doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm midway there now. So let it ride. Bro, you went to public schools. We supposed to have comeback for everything they got. Ain't no job finna make me mad. Ain't damn finna make me mad. Especially if I got something to gain from it. But like I said, and this is one of the things where we have to look at where we are. Am I by myself? Is there somebody else depending on me? Do I have things I have to do? Because like I say, in this competitive world now, man, it's hard to explain some of these absences. And that's what these recruiters are looking at. When you got long absences, I was telling somebody, we was talking to some kids and they was like, oh, if I get falsely convicted of a crime, oh, I'm going to win on appeal, yada, yada, yada. And I said, that's cool. You may win on appeal. I said, but if you're 18 and you go to jail, let's just say you get a 20-year sentence and you win your appeal and you out in 8, when you try to get a job, you're going to have to explain to somebody where you was from 18 to 26. Even though your record been wiped clean, them 8 years you can't explain. So guess what? People still looking at you funny. So we doing stuff for the wrongest of reasons because ain't many times we ain't being judged. Somebody's always judging us. And you just want to put your best foot forward depending on what you want. I'm saying that's where it's important. Do you have a career or do you have a job? See, for a career, I work for the sheriff's office. I let them get away with a whole lot more than I would have let a job get away with. They came with benefits. Came with health care. Came with overtime. Came with sick days. It came with a lot of stuff. See, some of these jobs don't come with all that. When you don't work, you don't get paid. Well, the sheriff's department got a little policy. If I've been here this long, I can miss a few days and still get paid. You ain't finna make me mad enough to just walk up out of him. You ain't finna make me that kind of mad. And it's kind of like the military. Hey, they gonna pay me if I miss some days. They gonna still pay me. You think I'm finna just walk up out of here because the sergeant said something I don't like? Because they woke me up at 3 in the morning talking about go do this? Nah, I can't do it. I'm a stay. This got benefits.
But what do you do if it's consistent?
Then that's when you got it. But that's how you got. Is it affecting your health? If it's affecting your health, I'm telling you, don't quit. Use the system against them. Go get your health checked on. You know, there are rules if it's affecting your health. But if it ain't affecting your health, it just to me, it ain't that big a deal. Like I said, it's a job. It's great when we got a job we like. But how many of us truly have had jobs that we like? We either didn't like the people, we didn't like management, or we didn't like what we did. It's a job. That's why they pay us. If we loved it so much, they wouldn't have to pay us. So what is it that I'm truly upset about? Am I upset because something at home that I'm taking to the job? Am I upset because they're doing something that they asked me to do? Now, if they keep asking me to work for somebody else's, I think you said that in one of the things, I ain't finna be doing 2 people's job. And if you want me to do somebody else's job, I need to see something that says I'm getting a raise. I don't mind helping out a teammate, but I ain't finna do a teammate's job. Yeah. But and I think most of them, see, it's also a point where we don't know how to write. Sometimes you gotta say, man, you got to go on and start that email chain and say, hey, these people ask me to do something that ain't in my job description. The first one to tell is the first one who get heard. But all them times when something was going wrong, you kept that shit to yourself. That's how we messed up. Hey, man, these people asking me to stay late, they ain't paying me. That's against the law. I'm gonna send an email out. Oh, can you stay late? Oh, yeah. Can you pay me? Oh, well, saying okay. Well, let me shoot this email. I just want to make sure we cover. You know, Manager Mo asked me to stay 40 minutes late and told me he's gonna pay me for this. I just want a record of. Boom. I'm done with it. I ain't finna argue.
Right. Yeah, that's the hardest part that we talking about is not bringing street politics to work, because work politics are different. You know, you got to handle it. You know, Mark, you asked a question. You got to handle things a certain way. For example, you know, I heard you say, I just quit. Man, you know how many times I felt like that? I felt like I'm just leaving, man. I'm done with this. But then I would think about, look, man, I got rent to pay. I got a life. I got a girlfriend. How I'm gonna handle that if I just walk out on my job? So then I started learning that I needed to be strategic, right? I don't like it here, but guess what? I'm still gonna keep coming. I'm still gonna keep coming. But in the background, I'm doing work. I'm making moves. I'm going to interviews. I'm putting together resumes. All of that. You know what I mean? And so once I got strategic, I was able to do what DVP was saying, which was I didn't have to blow my top. I ain't had to get all crazy. I just made it up in my mind that, look, I'm done here. I had enough. I'm going to hang on until I find something else. And I'm not going to lose my cool. Because the other way, you might win because you feel like, oh, I stuck it to him. But then as soon as your stomach start growling or they say, hey, man, rent's due, you're going to be like, damn, I should have stayed there for just a minute.
Right. And it's like, you know, like I said, that's what we got to make this. What are we prioritizing? What's up, Rob? What's going on with you, brother? What are we prioritizing? Because to me, that's important. Like I said, when you by yourself, it's a lot of things you can do because you ain't got to worry about them. But when you got people depending on you, can you do the same things? Like I say, you know, my kids got to eat. I got these bills I got to pay. Baby, hey, man, you got to hold me down because that dude, he was testing my gangster today. I wasn't trying to hear that shit. And I ain't going to do all that. Or they going to, and you know, it always amazes me when I hear us say, "Oh, they gonna respect me." Well, how you gonna make somebody respect you?
He made his first million on my.
How you gonna make somebody respect you?
Easy.
Yeah.
How?
Easy.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
But this is true. This is how I live. You may not respect me, but you damn sure ain't gonna disrespect me.
And then that's all I'm saying. But then what we say? Oh, I'm gonna make them respect me. You can't make nobody respect you.
Can't make nobody respect you.
You can't make them. So, but it's like we live for that. We live for that concept. Oh, they're gonna respect me. Why? What make you so special that they gotta respect you? What makes you so special? All of a sudden, it's you they gotta respect. Nothing.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
But you know, but that's one of them things where we kind of overvalue ourselves. Right now, we're talking about when it's a good time to quit a job, Rob.
Anytime. When you wake up, it's perfect time to quit. Don't go work all day and quit.
Yeah, when you got that platinum spoon, you can do that. When you got that platinum spoon,
plastic spoon,
go ahead.
Get another job.
And see, like I tell people, like now at this stage of my life, yeah, I'll quit a job in a minute because I only take a job if I like it, or it's got some benefit that's personal to me. Like I said, when I worked at K&G, not K&G, Burlington. It was because I could get bow ties. And that's when I first got into bow tie. They couldn't pay me enough. But the manager, the GM offered to let me unload the truck, which was my workout that I wanted to do twice a week because I wasn't teaching no more. And then I could get, I got the discount on the bow ties. But when they got that new manager in, they want to tell me what I could and couldn't do. Tell me, listen, player, I don't know what you heard, but I'm not that dude. Oh, you got to do this. Listen. Oh, I'll cut your hours. Dude, I'm not here for the hours, no way. I'm here for the benefits. You can have it, they pay on the little card thing, which is the cutest thing I ever seen. Dude, you can have this card. Y'all, I was making, I want to say $8 an hour. Do you know how much money I can make as a cop? But I don't get the exercise and I don't get the bow ties. I'm here just for these discounts. So, he said something to me. I wouldn't have cleaned up my lock and left. Oh, you can't quit. Okay, you're right. I'm not quitting. I'm just not coming back. You call whatever the fuck you want to call it, player. Whatever you want to call it.
Oh, you got mad and quit.
I wasn't even mad. Hey,
I'm gonna take my bow tie and go home.
Oh no, that's called stating a fact. I stated some facts. I got my shit and left. Cause I'm not finna get upset about this, bro. Y'all ain't paying me enough to be upset. I said I did this. When I talk to the people, I came here for 2 reasons. 2, one, none of them for a bunch of hours. Never, because y'all can't pay me enough to be here. Right. Y'all can't. Backstage, and this back almost 15, 20 years ago, backstage paying me $300 a night for 4 hours. What you think Berlin can offer me? Nothing. But they made me look good when I went to backstage. But I could have just came in there and bought the stuff. But I wanted that half off discount because I'm a thrift account shopper. But even at full price, I can still afford this, but I can't get the workout. So remember, I took the job for me, but I could do it at that time because I had other sources of income. A lot of people don't have these other sources of income. And if this is your only source, you working at Chick-fil-A, and that's your only job, you can't just walk out. If people are dependent on you, can walk out if you're a high school senior. But if you're the breadwinner, as Mo was saying, you got bills this dude. The girl ain't trying to hear you quit your job because you got mad. The kids, little grumbling stomach, they ain't trying to hear that shit. Don't nobody want sardine sandwiches for 3-4 weeks because you got an attitude. Amazon just 5,000 workers during the Christmas season. Remember, Rob, APD used to fire everybody right before Christmas. Only time it didn't happen is right before the election. But a lot of county agencies would let people go right before the holiday season hit. So this ain't new. This ain't new.
And it's messed up because you know what they do. If you know business, this is what they do. So that they let those people go, right? They fire those people. But what I learned, just this from some of the stuff I learned from doing stocks, just how I learned about businesses. The businesses they try to operate quarter to quarter because they do a comparison. How we do last quarter versus this quarter, right? And that right there tell you how well the business is going, right? So if they're in the, let's call it the third quarter, which is the quarter before Christmas, they're in the third quarter, and it's starting to look like they're not, things ain't going too good. So one of the things they do, offload people. Because guess what? If you drop salary, then your bottom line doesn't have to drop, right? Because you ain't got to pay out so much. So your bottom line, so they take it out on the people, right? And so the company doesn't look so bad now. But go ahead, DVP.
And let's be strategic about this. The holiday season is going to be up on us. So when they let 300-400 people from your job go, guess what you do? Work a little bit hard because you don't want to let go. You don't want to be let go for the holiday season.
Yeah, that's
and what we don't take into account, and I'm not defending Amazon, but a lot of companies have a surplus of people. And because I know one of the Amazon people who actually checks their efficiency, a lot of people be goofing off. So I couldn't work for Amazon because Amazon got a little machine. If you don't scan so many boxes an hour, you're not gonna keep your job. They log in your productivity. So if you're not doing what you're supposed to, because they got a standard, you're supposed to be scanning 20 boxes an hour. You scanning 18, 15, 20. They're not trying to hear that shit. So guess what? When they fire some people, guess what everybody else do? They start scanning 25 boxes because you can scan 30. They don't want you to scan 20. But some people just be like, oh man, shit, they got that mark thing. I don't like how this computer beeping at me. That damn thing, I don't like the way this about. Hey man, I ain't doing this. And I'm like, come on now. It's the holiday season. Welcome Joe Mo to the show. He just creeped on in. Cause he in a different time. Hey, we'll ask him on a different time. What's up, Joe?
What's up, man?
What up, Joe?
What's up, brothers? Oh, Mark, what's up, man?
Yeah, man. I'm just here waiting on you.
What's up with you, brothers? What's going on, man?
But Joe,
with you.
When you were there, did y'all let people? Did y'all ever have layoffs or furloughs when you was with when you was an active duty cop?
No.
And see, like I said, I know Atlanta Bureau of Corrections, the jail system, they do it every year except election year. Every year they let people go, right before the holiday season. And people, oh, I can't believe you letting them go. But they carry so much extra weight because they fuss, oh, we need X amount of people.
Yeah, but corrections is a whole different animal than police departments.
Yeah,
but
animal. I'm just saying they would do it, and a lot of people let them go. And then y'all talking about this blackout. We're gonna talk about it in a minute. We was waiting for Mark to get so we can talk about this blackout. But a lot of times, Joe, you ever quit a job?
Nope.
When is a good time? When is a good time to quit a job?
Never. The only time I could think of quitting a job is when you are so comfortable in your lifestyle and your money income that you can do that. Unfortunately for me, I've never been in that position.
Yeah, you sound like that. I think, you know what though, Joe, I don't think that's uncommon to anybody here. It's just, well, sometimes, man, you know what I mean? You got to do it for the greater good. Sometimes you have, you know what I'm talking about. You got to do it for the greater good so you can continue on. But I try to be, most of the time, I don't think I ever quit outright. Most of the time I try to be strategic. Either I was getting fired or I was being strategic and I was applying for jobs knowing that I'm leaving. I know I'm leaving. Mine already set. So I'm out here applying for jobs, and once one come through, let's give my notice. I'm out.
Give a notice?
Oh yeah, I give my 2-week notice. I don't do it dirty like that. Give my 2-week notice, and I'm out. If they say
get a 2-week notice when I got fired.
No, not fired. No, I said
there's no notice for firing, Mark.
Yeah, there's no notice.
Exactly. So why should I give you a 2-week notice? You gonna notice that I ain't come back?
It's customary. You're right though, Mark. It's customary, but I did that just because I didn't want them messing around with sometimes they got money they gotta give you, sometimes they got benefits they gotta pay you. I ain't got time, man, for dealing with that. So
sometimes you want a job in the same field where they talk to each other.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing that people don't realize. If you get fired or if you resign or separated, they have different statuses, particularly when it comes to unemployment benefits. If you get fired, you get no coverage.
Right,
At least
right.
now you don't. Now, there's one time previous to a couple of administrations ago, no matter what, you'd have unemployment. But if you get fired, oh no, you get no coverage. If you resign or if you're laid off, you're now entitled to benefits, limited, but you got more benefits than the guy that gets fired.
Right. Yeah, and they do and part of that process, because I know somebody that just went through that. Part of that process is they try to investigate for the cause, right? Why did this happen?
Correct.
You gotta tell them why it happened, and if it's justified, then they'll pay you.
Well, and it's funny because my daughter is now a HR director for a company.
Oh,
and she
man.
has to go to hearings because of people that get terminated. And just like you said, they now have arbitration, basically hearings to say, well, this person, they'll get full benefits or they'll get X amount, but they get none. If the companies now are just firing you for no cause, then you got recourse. But under this new administration, all of the safeguards are off. They're gone.
And the other thing I want to mention about this is this here, because I always got caught up in this trap, and that's why I didn't just drop a job and leave. But you always got to use your last job, people at your last job, as references.
Yes.
So I try to leave under good faith terms. It's just, look, I found something better. Even though I hate the hell out of everybody here, I ain't telling y'all that. I just found something better. It's time for me to move on, because they're gonna call them and ask, as a reference, and ask, whatever they ask. So I was aware of that.
Well, I know for me, you're gonna call my partner and get an amazing reference from me. I don't care what company it was. If I work for you and I left on bad terms, fired, quit, whatever it is, I'm gonna put my homeboy name as my supervisor. They ain't looking up the registry to see who worked there, but that's it. Hey man, they gonna call you for. I put you down for a reference, and we're gonna keep it pushing.
Yeah, because they can't be invasive. You're right. That's a good point, Mark. Because they can't be invasive. There's a certain few things they can ask when they call, and they ask those 3 things, and that's it.
Yeah, and if I need to, I was high up at Toys R Us. If I need to update my resume right now, who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Hey, people better understand that, man. Put some of these closed down companies on down, and these closed down schools. I went to Everest. I got a degree at Everest.
Oh my God!
How you gonna check it?
All right,
we gonna check it
now, because I was waiting on y'all too for this one.
Yeah.
So, y'all done heard about this 1 week blackout coming that we ain't gonna shop nowhere for a week.
Yeah, okay.
Hey man,
go ahead, Mark. You first. Tell me what you got. You participating or no?
Yeah, I'm participate. What we can't shop at?
Nowhere.
Oh man, I thought we were just gonna do Target. Now they want too much. I cannot shop at Target.
You don't shop at Target now.
I've been doing a good job too. I've been boycotting with that cricket pastor. I think. Nah, I'm gonna shop wherever I need to shop. I don't know. They ain't put no thought into no 1 week blackout.
Oh my God.
Am I gonna stock up the week before or the week after?
What's the difference?
Exactly. Ain't no difference. A 1 week blackout. See, we just make stuff up that just makes no sense to nobody but the people that thought it up and the sheep that follow.
Go ahead, Joe. You like you just itching.
No, I'm good. Mm-mm.
You ain't got nothing to say.
Nope.
You participating or not?
I'm always participating in thought process.
Joe got some nasty words, man. Joe got some nasty words, man. He can't say them, DVP. This show is PG, man. He can't say them.
Right.
When the show get to be PG, hell for PG, y'all wouldn't be out here.
Oh, look, old Pastor DVP talking stuff, huh? Okay.
All right, Mo, you the money man. So what we doing with this blackout?
Yeah, no, I don't listen, man. I need to. Well, I think this is a my own personal perspective, but I need to be. I only involve myself with things that are going to be that are organized and possibly productive. So organized and possibly productive. If those things don't exist, don't count on Mo. That's all I can say, man. That's all I can say.
What are we playing to gain out of this blackout?
That's what I'm talking about.
Man,
Right?
I wish I had the clip, and I meant to save it because when I saw it, I couldn't do nothing but laugh because I wanted to play it. And the crazy thing is, she sounded good up until she said, "What's the one boycott What's the only boycott I've ever approved of?"
Montgomery.
She brought the Montgomery bus boycott up, and I was like, "You mean the one that lasted a year? That they planned for a year?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they make sure, because I'm gonna stick to what I said over and over and over again. For a boycott of any kind to work for us, we got to make sure that the little people are not harmed. The minute we harm them, we have lost. See, I'm gonna speak generically. Between the four of us, we pretty much okay. So we cannot do something. Who cares? We can do what we want to do. But ain't none of us struggling to make ends meet. But if we boycott a store, and you know, me and Joe kind of talked about this earlier, when we start doing this stuff, it's kind of like now with all these benefits going up. What these people got to eat. So if we take money out the people who barely squeaking by, what we gonna do? They got to steal now. They got to break in the house to get some shit. We're gonna boycott a store, and we always trying to boycott stores that we need. I don't care how you feel about Walmart. I really don't. Statistics show that Walmart houses in a community, and the community is mostly black. So we always want to boycott Walmart. So that means we want to put our own people back at the bottom. We're not boycotting Nordstrom, not that we could afford it anyway. We're not boycotting Starbucks. We're not boycotting things that we actually could do without. To tell people that they could do without Walmart. And see, you know, I'm gonna act like the four of us are bougie. We don't shop at Walmart, but we know a bunch of people who do shop. I ain't never been to Walmart and they want a crowd in there. And see, I just told her, I ain't never been in there, so it means I go. So, but to think that the average person can't do that, and we're gonna boycott, and again, we boycotting for a week. And as Mo would tell y'all, he the stat guy. So all it means is they're gonna have hella sales the week before, hella sales the week after. So that week you boycott really didn't do shit. But we're gonna show them where our dollar stand. Well, that would sound so cute if the government wasn't shut down. We know where our dollar stand. A lot of people ain't getting a check no way, so they ain't gonna be shopping in the first place. Joe, you the government guy. When do this shutdown look? Does the shutdown look like it's finna end next week? So shit, they ain't gonna have no money to be shopping no damn way. So,
but they cutting them food stamps off on Saturday, so they're gonna be a lot of people not participating in the blackout.
But let's skip past the food stamps right quick. We talking about people who make decent money who ain't finna get paid now.
Yeah.
We're talking about people who ain't gonna be able to pay their mortgage, ain't gonna be able to pay their car note. They ain't finna do no extra shopping, no way. What's finna happen is the smart ones finna buy a bunch of canned goods, rices, and stuff that they can make last a little bit longer. So it's finna be a one anyway. So why are we even worried about a boycott in the middle of people being unemployed and not getting paid?
Yeah. Why are we doing it? I mean, we don't know the purpose of
it. And the crazy thing is it ain't like this shutdown just came upon us. The shutdown we've been hearing about the shutdown for 6 weeks now. So why would you even plan a boycott around the shutdown?
They don't put no thought process into it. It just sounds good.
This is where, again, I'm gonna make us be the bougie people. This is where the haves can say something that affects the have-nots. Because everybody who's telling you to do it, they up here. They weren't doing this shit no way. They got stuff. They already got their supply. They got a pantry full of shit. They telling people who go to Walmart on a daily basis because they can't buy stuff in bulk. They can't go to Sam's. They can't do this. Well, we gonna show them why our money. Well, we ain't got no money. Did you miss the part that we not getting paid? Did you miss the part where SNAP benefits getting cut? Did you miss the part where food stamps finna get cut? Did you miss the part where they finna stop sending out Social Security checks and all this stuff? Did you hear the part where the military is only getting paid because one of Trump's buddies want to attack some people, so they paying the military? I'm 60 years old. Joe's a couple of weeks older than me. Joe, have you ever heard of the military not getting paid? Ever? And I done heard of other groups not getting paid. This ain't the first time the air traffic controllers ain't got paid. I have never ever heard of the military not getting paid. Ever. It ain't never even been a threat. And like I said, Joe a little bit older than me.
But the scary part is that Mellon said that he'll pay him. Now, here's what you got to listen. See, that devil's tricky. Here's a gazillionaire, whatever. And he said, I will pay their salary. How much money does this guy have? Now, if they allow it to happen, first of all, it's illegal. If they allow it to happen, what kind of signal does that send? What does that say? There's some more ominous things going on here, fellas.
Because now the military is beholden to this one person. Because Trump done already showed you how he'll use the government for his own personal gain. So you think if I pay your military when I want something to happen, you don't think it's going to happen? I know y'all can't trust Trump that much. So the boycott is wholly stupid to me. Like I said, the times dictate. We start off showtime. When should you quit a job? Joe was right. Right now is not the time to quit no job. Right now is not. I don't care how much you hate the job. Listen, that job could send you to the hospital every day. Hey, this ain't the time to quit a job. This is not the time to quit. Suck it up, Buttercup. Suck it up. Nobody cares what you like. Nobody. I hate to say it, but hey, if you're a drug dealer, you better keep your job, bro. You better keep your job. Georgia Power don't care how they get paid, but they won't get paid. They're going to cut your shit off.
They don't care about a shutdown.
At all. Because to them, all money is good money. As long as it go through they don't care.
Nope.
So, I listened to there's a lady who did the thing, and I just started laughing. She's like, yeah, we showed up with the Montgomery bus boycott. Right, but they took care of the little people before the boycott could be effective. We can't keep picking to these stores that hire the majority of people of color to boycott. That's got to be the dumbest shit going. We can't keep picking. They using us. They're not paying us enough. Okay, but we're getting paid. These high school seniors who trying to go on their trips and get class rings, they're still getting paid. These are old people who can't afford their medicines. They're still getting paid. So now we ain't going to pay them nothing. And then Uncle Sam cutting off their benefits. What the hell are we saying to them? Because we're not going to fund it.
Yeah, the people are going to fold before the company. It's simple as that. People going to fold before the company.
Right. Let me get this. My biggest thing is, and I say this over and over, I ain't got no beef with nan entrepreneur, not one. But I don't know nan entrepreneur that offer benefits. So while everybody's saying, oh, you should be an entrepreneur, well, that's fine until you sprain your ankle. That's fine until I work for you, you're entrepreneur. Hey, my mama's sick. Can I have a day off? Oh, yeah, you ain't got to come to work, but you don't get paid either. See, so when we quitting and we ain't got no benefits for working with this entrepreneur, oh, but they good people, what benefits are you getting? What benefits? Job versus career. When you got a career, do not quit. Careers come with benefits, whether you like them or not. We quitting, oh, I don't like this. But damn, I can use a sick day to be pissed off. You can't use a sick day with most of these entrepreneurs. They don't have sick days for you. They don't.
I think you hit the nail on the head. There's this thing called benefits. So if you look at, say, the average person and in the workspace, they're getting some type of benefit. So you can't go to that hospital and say, I will gladly pay you today for what you're going to do for me tomorrow. That ain't the way it works.
The whipping theory don't work. I'll pay you Tuesday for if you sprint my leg up today.
Correct. Wimpy don't work. So, you can't go into a hospital and say, again, the sinister approach of what's happening in our country has removed and demeaned everything that we've been fighting for. And the real issue for me, and I hate to beat a dead horse, but those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. That's why you hear every day on the television somewhere you hear about the Holocaust, because they ain't gonna let you forget it, and it ain't gonna happen again. But now, correct me if I'm wrong, the Holocaust at best was 10 years. How long did slavery last?
3.5 weeks. I looked it up. It was only 3.5 weeks. That's why we need to get over it.
Fair. 3.5 weeks time.
No. I looked it up. Under the Trump administration, it was only 3.5 weeks. That's why they're destroying all the monuments.
Well, that of course under Trump, Charlie Kirk is getting the Presidential Medal of Honor, and Charlie Kirk was a Christian. I again ask anyone, please show me how he is a Christian, and if he is, what kind of Christian was he?
He was Charlie Kirkish. But look, one thing that I think you did say wrong was hospitals can't turn you away.
Oh, yes, they can.
Believe that. Yes, they can.
Yes,
Don't believe it. They can.
No, there's certain hospitals, county hospitals can't turn you away, but everything else is not in the system. Or do they have here's the thing. Do they have a moral and ethical obligation? Yes. Legal obligation? Not necessarily.
Trauma hospitals can't turn you away.
Right.
Keep sliding on down to Grady.
Right. Grady can't turn away, but Wellstar can.
See, and again, those are Grady is like our Cook County. And here's what's interesting. When I was a detective, one summer, one of the hot summers, man, we went in there, and normally you see the patients. I have never seen that many carts in my life. I mean, they were double stacked. And as I was talking to one of the doctors, it turns out, and you check me if I'm wrong, it turns out most of the county hospitals across this country are training the military. Now, you ask yourself, why is that? And as I was talking to him, he said, well, this is the place where you get everything all the time. And I hadn't really thought of that. I hadn't really thought of it. So you worked on, you think you're getting this Rhodes Scholar, and not that they're bad doctors or surgeons, but we're training the military at these county hospitals. And people don't even realize
it. And let me tell you something I learned as a coroner. When you go to the emergency room, you know what the emergency room's main purpose is? I'm sorry, their only purpose is to get you out of the emergency room. They're not there to diagnose nothing. They're there to get you out of the emergency room. So they don't fix you. They fix whatever issue is. Oh, your leg broke. They don't check to see if you got no vein issues. They're going to splint you up and get you out. That again, it's a military mindset. Get them out of here. Their job ain't to keep you overnight. You don't get to stand in the emergency room overnight. You get to stand after 4 hours, you need to be gone. And you're like, oh, we went to the emergency room 5 times. They couldn't figure out what's wrong. Emergency room don't get paid to figure out what's wrong. Emergency rooms, doctors are paid to get your ass up out of there. Go to see your primary care physician. But as Joe was saying, trauma units trauma hospitals, and they're identified. They cannot turn you away. All these other hospitals, when they ask you about insurance fee, you ain't got it, they can send you to a trauma hospital.
Correct.
And there's nothing illegal about it. So I don't know where we came up with they can't turn you away. That's something we created, probably because we went to Grady. But they can turn you away.
Yeah.
While I got Joe here, and this is another one of the things that Joe has said over and over again, and we keep trying to get people to understand. When you don't vote, and ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to hear me clear on this. You do not have a right to vote. It's an act, which means it's got to be reinstated over and over and over again. You don't have it's not a right in the sense of the way the Constitution goes. You got a right to bear arms. You got a right to this. You got a right to that. Well, people of color don't have a right to vote.
Correct.
We got a time limit to vote. And one of the changes that they're trying to make in front of our faces while they're throwing other citizens is changing the Voting Rights Act. It's not a law, the Voting Rights Act. They actually want to get rid of it. And I'm going to let Joe, because Joe a little bit more well-versed on this, on some of the changes they're trying to make to the Voting Rights Act, which will, from what I gather, will 100% affect people of color in these United States of America. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, here, man, it's this would have to be a show in and of itself. The sinister part is that we're playing right into it. The sinister part is that a lot of the black MAGAs are agreeing with it. Now, I don't know of any other group that hates itself this bad that it would vote against its self-interest. I don't. The Voting Rights Act, as you say, is not a law. They have been fighting against it since '64, really. I mean, when Johnson heralded it coming forward. Understand that Frederick Douglass said in the late 1800s, 1900s, when they was first trying to get voting rights for people in general, and they asked him about it, and they said, "Well, what about the white women?" He said, "I'm not going to come between a white man and his woman." So he's like, "No, if it don't affect me, the heck with it." White women got the right to vote first. Now, from 1619 until they made this thing called the Articles of Confederation, which precluded the Constitution, and you got the amendments coming. Only one that could vote were white men, and you had to be landowners. So even that you have to be. So they always had a game plan. The problem was that most people don't understand the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. So if we move through time and you understand the power of what voting does and continues to do, when you hear the argument that voting don't matter, step away from that person because they are an idiot. If it wasn't so powerful, they would not have precluded or excluded people from voting in the first place, and they would not have excluded to the exclusion of everyone else. Why do you think they said only white men could vote and you had to be a landowner? So it's incredible. It has a lot to do with. Here's the other thing. If we look at it from a sinister point of view, it would allow. First of all, that means none of you guys would sit on the jury. So let's start with something minor. Because as you know, or maybe most people don't know, juries are selected based on your voting, being a registered voter.
Yeah.
So think about that. Not that we participate enough in the first place, but for those of us who do it, it's an eye opener. Something else we'll talk about later on with the Sonia Massey case. They only had one black juror. Did you guys know that?
I didn't know that, but doesn't surprise me.
Right.
and let me just say something right quick about that. And one of the biggest reasons is we as a race will do anything we can to get out of jury duty.
Get out of it.
We will do anything we can to avoid jury duty. To me, that's diabolical. Because to me, it says we don't give a shit about our people. Because we could be on more juries, but I don't want to be on those juries. I got to do this. Oh, I got to watch Real Housewives. I got to watch the Dancing with the Stars. We know who on trial. We know who on trial. Oh, I can't find a babysitter. I don't listen to some of these people as a sheriff trying to get out of jury duty. You know what you don't see, and I hate to be racist. You don't see white people coming up with these excuses. These white folk they come to jury duty. They got books, they got laptops. They prepared to stay. They prepared to stay because they wanna be part of the process. They ain't got to say nothing. Anybody that can't do it, you see 40 hands go up, 38 on black. Why can't you do it? I can't find a babysitter. I don't have no way down here. I can't do this. One something I know about jury duty. When you're on jury duty, legally, you can't be fired. You can't be.
That's also true.
You can't be fired when you're on jury duty. They can't threaten you with shit. But if you got a job, you don't get paid. If you got a career, you will get paid. I'm just saying.
So look, the I guess part of this too is, if you're not going to participate in the process, don't get mad when the outcomes don't favor your people. You can't do that, right? If you're not gonna participate, don't get mad when the little black boy didn't do nothing, gets sent to prison or gets sent to juvenile, because you didn't want to come do your part. You can't have it both ways.
But we can, because remember now, we're still victims. But we don't realize we're victimizing our own self with something as simple as jury. See, it sucks. I can't be on a jury. As soon as I say I was a sheriff, I ain't got to say nothing else. They just looking at me. They looking. I want to be on. No, sir. No, sir. I voted. No, sir. Soon, I want to lie and not tell them I was a cop. I don't want to lie. Because somebody got to be there to try to explain to them what's really going on. I want to be part of the process. Me and Joe were cursed. It will take hell and high water for anybody to let us be on the jury.
Swear to God.
Get it. They ain't trying to hear it. But
Nope.
But in the same token, we'll sit around and talk about how the system works against us. But I dare anybody, you got to go down. Ask yourself why you ain't. I ain't never got called for jury duty. When you say that statement out loud, you know what that tell me? You ain't never voted. You ain't never voted. Everything you start to me is moot. You ain't never voted, player.
Yeah.
Now, if you're 20, I get it. You 45, you never voted. Okay. Right, millionaire. Instead of focusing on our local government, which actually affects right. And I'm gonna let Joe get back to this, but here's another thing again when we start talking about this. 90% of the judicial officials that we, people of color, come in contact with are elected officials. They're not appointed. They're elected. Even the ones that get appointed, they have to get voted back in when the election come around. So we got a lot of say-so with this shit. We're not dealing with, most of us ain't dealing with Supreme Court judges. Most of us ain't dealing with federal court judges. Most of us are dealing with state and Superior Court judges who are elected officials. They are elected, which means you got to vote for them. The little white judge up in, what was the shooting? What was the shooting happen? With the little boy skateboard.
With the who?
The boy who shot somebody on the skateboard. He got the gun across the line.
Wisconsin. Yeah. This
judge is the most tenured judge. He has a habit of doing this. But every 4 years, they vote him back in. Every 4 years, he got a history. We know this. He ain't just winning without our vote. But we keep voting him back in. And I did a whole thing. We scared to call out judges. I ain't never heard a judge's name called out. We'll call out the police. We'll call out the DA's office. But they can do whatever they want to do. Joe ain't got no choice but to amen me on this. Who got the final say over every court case? Who can disregard the jury's who can disregard what the jury say?
Judge.
The judge, an elected official. The judge can say the jury got this wrong. I'm not letting him go free. And ain't nothing nobody can do.
Yep.
Nothing. He's an elected official. But you're going to complain about the police. Joe ain't elected. DVP wasn't elected. But that judge who said, the jury saying, oh, Mark should get 6 months. The judge be like, nah, he needs 6 years. And he going to run again in 4 years and we're going to elect him. Because we won't say his name. We won't ever call. I ain't never seen nobody saying, get this judge out of office. I ain't never seen nobody bring up all the bad convictions that this judge had. Because we scared of judges. We scared of them. We not calling their name for nothing and nobody.
You know what? You know what? Hey, let me just add this because I do the voting process. It's a long process. I can't state it no other way. It's a long process. And here's one of the things I found out, and this correlates to kind of what you were saying, DVP. When I'm going through the process, I'm trying to do the best job I can, trying to find all the material I can. For the candidates, they got this thing. You go online, you look up the candidates' information. They got the little pretty pictures there with the wives and tell you what they do and all this, right? For the life of me, there's nothing for the judges. Nothing. Zero. Okay, you just got a ballot with a name. And so it's very difficult for you to go and if you haven't been following them and following their case history and how they and you know how they legislate the courtroom and everything like that, it's very hard for you to know which judges are good and which ones are bad. Unless I'm doing something wrong, I haven't been able to figure that out. So when I look at those judges, I try to do research to try to figure out which ones to vote for, which ones not to vote for, but it's a difficult process. Do y'all know something different? Go ahead, DVD.
I'm gonna tell you why what you said makes so much sense, and I'm gonna tell you why it's BS. Not on your end. We got all these community activists, all these community leaders. Why they don't tell? They tell us everything else. Right. They tell us everything else, but they will not say a judge's name to say nobody life. I ain't heard not one. And I start looking through some. When I look at Ben Chump, when I look at all these here, when I look at Jackson, when I look at what's the dude name that lost all the weight with the slick hair?
Sharpton.
They don't call out no judges. But they'll keep saying, oh, this keep happening over and over and over again. All people getting convicted. Who convicted them? I guarantee Joe ain't convicted nobody.
Nope.
I guarantee it. The DA ain't convicted nobody. But where are these activists and leaders that when they tell you which judges are harmful to our community? Now all of a sudden they church mouses. And you know, that's who I got the beef with, because it's hard as an individual to know all the cases that go on. But this is what the activists do when they want you to give money to their fund campaigns and all this BS. This is what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to let us know who is and who ain't. Listen, I ain't a Stacey Abrams fan. You can find out damn anything you want to about Stacey Abrams. And we will tell you everything wrong with Stacey Abrams, like we told you everything that was wrong with Harris.
Correct.
But they can't tell you about none of these judges. They can't tell you nothing about none of these judges. Mo, you in Arizona. Y'all got activists up there. They can tell you about police brutality. Can they tell you why the police ain't getting convicted? Can they tell you which judge is letting them off? Nope. They don't want to. And part of it is on us because we don't ask the question. But in my world, you shouldn't have to ask the question. Because I didn't ask these other questions y'all telling me the answer to. When we talk about boycotting another fucking store. Well, when it's election time, won't you tell me this? I'm getting spam mails now about my election bill. So who I should elect for the commissioner for electricity or whatever it is. I ain't never seen one about saying this judge got to go. He convicts black people at an unfair rate. He sentences them more harshly. The judge that sentenced the black, you got one black kid, one white kid. But we're not gonna sentence the white boy for rape because he's got a good future. But we're gonna sentence the black boy who had sexual assault. We're gonna sentence him to 20 years. What's his name again? Nobody said. Same judge. The black kid ain't got no future, so let's give him 20 years. The white boy played rugby. Ain't no fucking future in rugby. Ain't no fucking future. Not rugby. He played field hockey. Ain't no future in field hockey. But we don't want to sentence him because he got potential to be a fucking rapist.
Wait, but he suffered from a rare disease.
Caucasianitis?
No, affluenza. They even created a new disease.
Yeah.
If you think I'm lying, look it up.
From affluenza.
Look, if you think I'm lying, look it up.
Oh, I know.
And let me just say this right quick. So Mark, we got to make sure we get with Roy, because you got some good stuff on your page. So I'm gonna need you to make sure you watching your page so you can bring these comments over. Because I stole Millionaire McMahon from your page.
Yeah, that's my dog right there.
So, but yeah, when we're talking about stuff, saying we want to have fun, have a good time, but we got to educate people. And I hate these black leeches who come to our neighborhoods and saying they're gonna do good for us. But again, when I go back to certain places, black neighborhoods where they ran Jesse out, where they ran Al Sharpton out because they came there wanting something, but they didn't want to do shit for the people. And they say, hey, y'all gotta go. Y'all don't mean us no harm. Y'all here because the cameras are here.
Yeah.
Right.
Being Trump is there for the cameras. We got to start standing. We got to get true activists who want to call these people out. Let's stop being misogynistic. And don't get me wrong, I believe in calling out black people who screwing us over. But in theory, we should be calling out anybody who screw us over. Oh, well, I ain't gonna call out the white man because I don't expect him to do no better. Well, why not? He's an elected official. If I'm doing the scale, you know who I expect more out of? I expect more out of elected officials than somebody who look like me. I already know what people who look like me, I know the struggle they're going through. We know that with these benefits being cut, we know what our people gonna do. We know what our people gonna do. We know we gotta start locking our doors. We know we gotta start being a little bit more vigilant, because when they can't eat, when they can't make no money, what are they gonna do? Yeah, they're gonna start off stealing at Walmart and Kroger and all these other places. But when they start locking stuff up, who are they gonna steal from next? Who are they gonna steal from next? Us. But we so worried about everything else. But it's us. It's us. We become victims in our own homes, and we help promote it. So they finna lose their benefits. Then some upscale, upper class woman is saying, "Hey, let's put more pressure on these people who's suffering. Let's make sure that they don't get a paycheck. We're gonna boycott them, because who gonna get sent home early? Ain't gonna be the district manager.
Gonna be the low man.
He's salaried. Ain't gonna be the store manager. Chances are they salaried. Even if they ain't, the store manager ain't never going nowhere. So who gonna get sent home? The baggers and the cashiers. And 90% of them look like who? They look like us. You know, the greeters, they look like us, or they're the elderly. So what are we doing? And everybody says, "Oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna show them." And that's what I'm saying. "Oh, you always complain about this." Yeah, because it don't make sense. Anytime you're looking over the disenfranchised, you're saying, "Screw them." We cannot overlook the people who will be harmed the most. Hey, if we're honestly speaking, what is any one of the four of us gonna lose by not going to Walmart for a week?
Nothing.
Because again, truth be told, all four of us can afford to go to Sam's and stock up on stuff. We cannot shop for 2 weeks if we were told not to, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Because we got the money to do that. Does everybody have enough money that they can actually stock up on real food? Not corn, not peas, not tuna fish or sardines. Can people really get enough real food to not go to the store for 2 weeks to a month? No. They can't. We telling people to live off rice and beans? Come on. Come on, people.
And I think that's a government strategy to keep the masses with only about two weeks to a couple months of let's say money and resources to live. I think that's a strategy. That's my own personal thought. Joe, you might have some evidence. It sounds like you got some. You see it every time you sit forward, I was like, damn, Joe got.
When he took the head to the side, lean forward.
Yeah. So what you say, Joe?
I will say that sometimes when people tell you that it's a conspiracy, just might be. The fact remains that under this present administration, and this is theory, but you can tell me along the way whether you disagree or agree. This administration seems to be moving along the lines of trying to ignite another civil war. Now, let me tell you why I say that.
Oh, yeah.
As crazy as that sounds, under this thing that and I say his Supreme Court because none of these guys, well, the majority of them should not be there, but that's another story. I could give you books on why they shouldn't be there. But here's the thing. Education didn't become a problem until you all started getting it. So now let's remove education from the scheme. Now they're trying to remove the Voting Rights Act, and here's the real diabolical part about this. The attack on the Voting Rights Act has to do with not only gerrymandering, which is an English term, which means they basically turn these things to make it beneficial for them. But the other problem is that they're saying, again, we're going to leave it up to the states to protect your rights. Now, listen to this very carefully. We're going to leave it to the states to protect your rights. Isn't that the same shit they used in the Civil War?
That is a Civil War.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. This whole thing of taking people's money, eliminating government protections. And here's the thing, this whole social network, social fiber, social experiment was designed to help those at the bottom. Well, statistically, it's more of them than us. However, if you watch the TV, if you watch the news, all the bad stuff that's happening, it's us. And that's not necessarily true. We just get caught at a higher rate than they do. But that also goes back to who's doing the judging, who's making the arrest. Understand this. Up until the late 1920s, they didn't allow blacks to be police officers. Shit, I mean, oh, excuse me. Atlanta didn't get their first black policeman, 58 maybe? Somewhere in there?
Yeah, I think that was right. Yeah, right. I don't want to say right around the 60s.
And when my father and uncle came on the job in 57, 58, and they were vets. My father was a World War II vet. Went in the military in 40 and 39, came out in 44. He not only had to pay the alderman to get a job, but they called him all kind of names. You couldn't make certain arrests. You couldn't work certain neighborhoods. In fact,
you couldn't arrest white people.
And here's the best part. There used to be in every police department, you'll hear this. A good policeman doesn't get cold, get hungry, or get wet. So when they start talking about neighborhood policing, this is nothing new for us. Black policemen had to walk foot patrol because they wouldn't give them cars. So you had to know your neighborhood. So this whole idea of community police, this ain't nothing new to black police officers. Ask anyone that's worked, ask any black officer that's worked. They'll tell you the same thing. But going back to this, what this guy is doing, there's also a couple of cases in front of the Supreme Court that would overturn, I believe it's, where is it? Right here. Black voters versus Byrd. And basically it says they're going to allow those states that are supposed to submit proposals where they've had a disproportionate illegal activity of voting, they're going to leave it to the states again. That was the problem in the first place.
Yeah.
See, here's the other problem. And let me digress just for a second. The Democrats are feckless, and that's the most polite way I can say it. What this guy did, what Trump was able to do, was he was able to do, and I've got a book that's called The Mind of a Nazi, and it breaks it down by chapters. And if you take that book and you compare it to Mein Kampf, which was Hitler's book, it parallels almost exactly. He says the same things. He makes the same gestures. He makes the overtures to the same people. Here, think about this. Tell me another administration where they were allowed to take a gift from another foreign government to the tune of $2.5 billion. He has turned the White House into a criminal, organized crime family. And if anybody wants to challenge me, please do. Feel free.
That's what they need to do a RICO on.
But you can't. Here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Understand something. In order to sue the federal government, now listen very closely. In order to sue the federal government, guess who you got to get permission from?
President.
Federal government.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Conflict of interest? Anybody?
Now, let's see. You've got Pam Bondi. You've got Janine Pirro, who couldn't. I don't know if you all heard the story. They indicted Comey, right? Mm-hmm. The reason they threw it out was because not only did they not spell Comey right, they didn't even spell the indictment. In the indictment, they didn't even spell the what the charge was correct. You're not talking about people that supposedly at the top of their game.
Wow.
this is probably going to be the most corrupt government we'll ever see. I hope. But again, yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you a personal question. How long do you think it's going to take us to recover from these 4 years?
Probably 6 to 8.
6 to 8
years.
Decades?
At least 6 to 8 years. Probably decades. Probably. Because here's the thing. This guy has co-opted every branch of government that we know of. The Congress is just gone. The Supreme Court, he has set these guys in such a motion. I've never seen anywhere where this guy just goes straight to Supreme Court. There used to be a process to getting to the Supreme Court. Now he just goes right to the Supreme Court. Can you imagine if these other presidents had the ability to do the same thing? Could you imagine what Nixon could have done?
And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is why voting at a local level is so effing important. It's so important. And we keep saying we don't have this, we don't have that. Well, once they take it from you, then you can legally say it. But right now, we vote not because we want not. So every time I hear saying we want something and you ask them about the vote, oh, my vote don't count. Well, if you believe that, then quit wanting shit. Just accept whatever you get.
Yeah.
Whatever you get.
Yeah.
Let me throw this out there. One of the hardest hit areas are the farmers, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I got to send you this clip of this black farmer, and he's going off, and he's all right. One of the things he said was, oh, so now you all are crying about these handouts and giveaways. When you were giving it to everybody else, you were against it. But he said, now let me think about this. Here you are, you're now getting paid not to raise something. You get a subsidy for the thing that you raise. And now you want foreign workers. You just voted against all that. When Joe Biden, under his farm bill, they were going to recover. Remember, under the last Trump administration, soybeans went under. Understand this also. China was our #1 trading partner for soybeans. But now here's the trick to this. When Trump says he loves the farmers, no, he loves the corporate farmers. Now, the majority of the soybean farmers were all millionaires. But now they got nobody to farm there to work their farms either. Now, check this out. Just learned this the other day. Allegedly, your vice president has created an app for farm foreclosures.
Is that the one his wife was doing that they got interest in that they ain't supposed to?
Now, if Joe Biden had done that, oh my God. Oh, Joe Biden. Oh, Sleepy Joe. But yet, his son-in-law is handling negotiations, never been trained. And the son-in-law's father is now the ambassador to Israel. The corruption is just, I don't even have the word. And yet our own people, from Jason Whitlock to these other people, this Officer Tatum knucklehead, were actually on TV crying about Charlie Kirk, what a Christian he was.
Man, them two guys you named, them guys are wackos, man.
Well, and then don't forget about the twins. What are the twins' numbers? Twins' name? They're supposed to be comedians, but they're not very funny to me.
The two black ladies.
No, that's no. They're two twin brothers, former Marines, and they're, of course, they perform in Dakota and all that, but they're only black guys there, so that should tell you something. This what this guy is doing, how he's setting this country on a path for lighting up a fire. This country is a tinderbox. And there's no question in my mind that he has stretched the limits of presidential power beyond what it should be done. And if our people don't understand that, see, it's okay until it happens to them. But when they start taking your kids, let me see what you do then. Now, I would be amiss if I didn't say that I agree with some of his immigration policies. I can't disagree with that. We should have secured the borders a long time ago. However, the methods and the methods that they're using, no, I don't agree with. You know,
I believe we're on our way to become the third world country.
Oh,
I believe we're gonna make it before he finishes.
I think you're right.
And for those of y'all that don't know, a third world country, what separates a third world country, what separates us from third world countries is we have a middle class. I don't think there'll be a middle class in 2 years. There'll be the haves and the have-not. That's it. Because right now, those who have are getting more, those who don't are getting less. Every single day, this is happening more and more and more. And, you know, I hear when we talk about the Civil War, and I'm not there yet, I think what he's doing is he's putting us in a war of attrition because we're going to start attacking each other. We're not going to attack them because they're going to be blocked off. It's going to be brother against brother.
Isn't that what the Civil War was?
Yeah. So
that's
the middle class.
That's exactly what the war was.
Yeah.
Civil War was a war of attrition.
Okay. No, I was going to say, because if the middle class goes away, that's going to be a civil war. It's going to be poor people and rich people. That's it.
Well, we do have an active middle class, but I think, like I said, he's splitting the middle class in half. They either gonna rise up or they gonna shrink down because they finna be gone. You either gonna make $1 million or you gonna make 6,000. That's the way he's setting everything up now. You either gonna be $1 millionaire or 6,000 there, and you know, and that's why it's crazy when I hear so many people talking about they leaving. Well, if you got no skills, where you going to do something? Because understand, and people don't understand this because most people ain't never traveled. Americans by far are the laziest group of people on the planet. They don't go other places and thrive with the work mentality that we have because we don't work. There's nowhere else you can go. That's why some places don't even want Americans working because you fuck up everything. Because we just it's not what we do. So when people keep talking, oh, we going here, ladies and gentlemen, I dare y'all. I double dog dare y'all to take y'all ass to Africa and try to work with this work mentality y'all got now.
Correct.
It ain't happening. And we don't do enough research. We just like to yell out stuff. Oh, I'm leaving. And go where? Because I find it hard to believe that you can't leave the state, but you can leave the country. That passport costs $300. You struggling from week to week. So where you finna get $300 for a passport? We keep saying a lot of things, but we're not making no real world plans. We're not educating ourselves on this or that. And you know, as much as I want to blame the administration, a lot of this we did ourselves. With the advent of smartphones, and I ain't even gonna put us in there, but other shows that can educate us, they tricked us into watching dumbass reality shows. I'm a fan of reality shows. Watch a court show. That's a reality show. These other dumbass shows about nothing about foolishness, we all listen to them. We can tell you everything. We can tell you what Snoop said. We can tell you this. But when it comes to education, you know, this is first show, and it's my fault. We didn't do a whole lot of talking about money. But part of what we're going to do more and more is we're going to keep having uncomfortable conversations until they become the norm. But we as a group don't like having uncomfortable conversations because uncomfortable conversations means we have to do something. You know, we don't want to have to do something. We rather other people do stuff for us. And then you know what that allows us to do? It allows us to complain about how they're treating us. But I guarantee you that 100% of the people who watch this show on social media, wherever, all make the same statement about they being grown. I'm grown. Well, do some grown shit then. Or just stick with the fact that you're old because you keep having birthdays. You're not grown if you're not taking responsibility and planning something out. Like I said, and I use Mo. I wasn't a stock guy. Mo kept saying stuff and I kept putting it off to the side because Mo was requiring me to do research. I didn't want to do research. I wanted Mo to tell me what stock to buy. But so if Mo tell me to buy a stock and it don't do good, I'm like, Mo, the stock you told me to do ain't do good. I didn't want to do that because I'm grown. Mo gave me some basics. I started looking at shit. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. Mo suggested a couple, and he didn't. I tell you that, but he didn't even suggest. He told which ones he invested in. So I looked at them. One on my like, one on my didn't. So the one I didn't, guess what? I didn't invest in that one. That's his. But the one I did. It's making money. But I can't blame Mo for nothing other than educating me. Joe done told me some books to read. Some I read, some I haven't. But I'm learning stuff. I can't blame Joe. Joe's a great resource. I do get him on here to explain some stuff, to give us knowledge. Mark is a great resource. Mark is our Mark right now is our foot soldier. He'll look crazy, but he out there giving us stuff because we need to know all the different aspects because we can't see everything, and we give each other different views so we can make informed decisions. But we're not doing it because somebody told us to. We're doing it because somebody made a suggestion and it sounded good. We did some research and got into it. Y'all got to start doing the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. We can't keep sitting back claiming we victims. What are we? We victim of arrogance.
Yeah.
I ain't feel like doing this. Well, I don't want to vote because my vote don't count. Well, I don't want to do this because of that. I don't want to do this because of that. And I'm saying this because we all black men right now on the show. These women, they always tricking us. No, they ain't tricking us. Dude, you heard what you wanted to hear. You saw what you wanted to say. You saw a big button to smile, and you say, hey, that's what I want, a big button smile. I don't care if she's stupid. I don't care if she's a gold digger. At some point, we got to take responsibility for our decisions. Joe been married since before slavery. That means he made a good decision. Or as a little joke say, you know, as long as his wife feed him 3 times a day because he's a prisoner, however it is, Joe smiling, he got Darth Vader in the background, he ain't leading a bad life. So if he in prison, at least she let him get a toy or two. But these are his decisions. He can't, and Galactus, so you can't go wrong with Galactus. Because all he needs is a Borg ship. Then, you know, I'm going to his house and start breaking in and get some shit. But we got to be responsible for our own decisions. In this world of, like I say, smartphones, free this, man, when me and Joe was growing up, if it wasn't an Encyclopedia Britannica, we didn't know that shit. You ain't got to go through all that. You ain't got to read. I don't know nothing about Encyclopedia Britannica. But by the time he came up, yeah, they didn't even have rotary phones.
Man, I had an encyclopedia at my house.
They stole it from one of us, Mark. So.
Yeah, but Mark, you only had one book. So
but hey, Joe, was your encyclopedias on the stone tablets?
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. And your little crooked butt came over and stole them. So I'm like, come on, man. Dang.
Every time we get to a point where we almost doing good, you know what I'm saying? But ladies and gentlemen, especially gentlemen, this is what we got to do better, for real. You got 4 intelligent brothers right here. We ain't the most intelligent brothers on the street. And if I'm being fair, Joe ain't met none of us. Mo ain't met none of us. Me and Mark know each other. You know, but we can call each other. Mark done called me a few times to get some information. I give him the best I can because whether you read it or whether you got a source. I call Joe, I call Mo, and I got questions about shit I don't want to text. I just call, hey man, I got this. I don't call Mo up, but when I got a question I don't want to text, I call Mo up. I call Joe out, hey Joe, what's this? Me and Joe disagree. I ain't gonna say we disagree. We don't agree on a lot of things, but it's educational because we know why. And he got his reasons, I got my reason. And I guarantee you, most stuff we don't agree on, we still understand each other's reason. We just see another fine line. But it's the exchange of information because there's no reason to be ignorant now other than it's what you choose. When you talk to any of y'all that go to rallies, when you go to a rally, raise your hand. Ask anybody got any questions, ask them, hey, what judges are the worst at convicting our people? What judges are the worst at sentencing our people? Ask that question. Don't ask who we can boycott. Ask what judges. Ask, hey, you know, maybe we should take maybe we should take 2 days off and hey man, let's send 100 black people to this judge's courtroom. Every week, we got 300-400 people. Hey, let's get 50-60 people. Hey, whatever day you can give us, Monday through Friday, let's go sit in his courtroom. Let's go sit in here and let him know we see him. Let's go sit, because you can't do nothing, you'll go to jail. So I ain't telling y'all to go to jail now. Don't do nothing stupid. But go there so he'll know that black people coming in mass just see what he's doing, because he's an elected official. Ain't none of these civil rights people gonna tell you none of that shit. They ain't gonna say, hey, we need to go sit in Judge McGrath's courtroom because this dude is he killing us. But they'll tell you what Fonda Willis ain't good at, but Fonda Willis ain't convicting nobody. She ain't convicting a soul. Never has, never will. But these activists won't tell you to do anything like that. One, because they can't do it, and two, because they don't want to be called out. I called out BLM because I didn't like them. I liked the idea, but the founders were full of shit.
Correct.
They were full of shit. All of them had been found out. They were trying to work out deals where they could be spokesmen for us, and it didn't work out. Look who got skin in the game, and look and see what they want to do. Anytime people keep telling you to do shit on the weekend, they don't try to make a change. Oh, let's go to the courthouse and sit there over the weekend. Ain't nobody at the courthouse on the weekend. What the fuck we sitting there for? You got to be joking. We're going to sit outside the courthouse on Saturday and Sunday and do what?
Correct.
And do what? The cops don't even care because they ain't working either. But some of the stuff, if we're going to boycott it, it needs to make sense. And it can't hurt us more in the process of making sense. Oh, we got to lose some people. It's all well and fine until it's you, ain't it? When you got to lose something, because you ain't going to boycott because you got to work. If my kids worked at Walmart and the people was talking about boycott, I'd be mad at all. Oh, so you don't give a shit about my kid. You know, we struggling. Y'all gonna take up a collection for me? Nope. But y'all gonna go to that damn football game and buy these $300 tickets. Y'all gonna buy these $400 shoes. Y'all gonna do all this other shit, but y'all ain't gonna do nothing for the people who y'all know y'all hurting to make a point. It's like, damn, where you get that shirt from? Oh, that's a Neiman Marcus shirt. So you don't even shop at Walmart because this is Walmart. So you got on a $700 shirt. I got on a $350 shirt, and then you tell it, man, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. But we got to do better. The government doing shit right in front of us. And, you know, Jasmine Crockett is she's a Hellcat, but she can only fight so many fights. She can't fight everything for us. Where's Hakeem Jeffries? What is he standing up for? Where are they? Hell, what's the guy name in Georgia, Mark? Where's
who?
Warnock?
Your pastors?
Yeah, where's the pastor? Where he at?
Yeah.
I see Jasmine Crockett standing, and don't get me wrong, I love Jasmine Crockett, but she's a fire. But I don't see a trail of people behind her stand up every time she talk and call these people out. I don't see that. I don't see that.
Here, let me put a face to that. Where are the black men?
We got 3 minutes.
Where are the black men at? That's what you want to say. And that's where I'm at. Where are you at? You got a lot of nerve from Jesse to Al Not So Sharpton, Ben Frump, as you call him. All of them so-called hacktivists. It's unfortunate because, and again, from my personal experience, I've seen black women stand up and take more of the heat than those so-called black men. That's why, and again, if you think I'm lying, again, check out the numbers. Why do you think they elect black women to office more than they elect black men? You think that's just a phenomenon? It's the truth. And as you said, Jasmine Crockett out there putting, as they say in the street, 10 toes down. Where your brothers at? Where are you? Where's Cory Booker?
Where? The only man I see saying anything of substance sucks.
Go ahead.
It's Bernie Sanders.
No, what I was gonna say, Newsom. Newsom been giving them. Gavin Newsom has been giving them the blues. He's been
Newsom finna get ice at his door because Newsom black. Newsom petty in the motherfucker.
Guess what?
Petty.
Let me ask you something. How do you fight fire?
With more fire. I like Newsom.
Yes, sir.
Newsom, yes, sir. Newsom got a station. If he wasn't a governor, you could have never told me that man was a politician. Oh boy, he get down and dirty. He ain't got no suit on. He ain't got nothing. He called a spade a spade. But it's 7:59. We didn't get to a lot of stuff because, as I say, random thoughts is what it is. Sometimes we get caught up in stuff that's going on. And that voting right act thing, I need for y'all to pay attention to that. Because when they take that away, Joe said this. He said this a few shows ago. When we lose something, we don't get it back. If we lose the right to vote, if we lose the act to vote, it ain't coming back. Because I guarantee they're going to make sure that it takes so much when they put it in the hands of the state. The state ain't going to do it. You see, they're already trying to redistrict so that if for whatever reason they allow us to come back because they need some good colored people to do some shit, it ain't going to count. For every 3 black voters, they're going to make sure they're in a district with 100 white voters.
Correct.
That's what's going to happen. So we're going to end on that note. Mark, what you got in the closing, sir?
Hey, man. Say some good things. I think we do need to figure out who these judges are because, like I say, they just on the ballot. No picture, no background, no nothing. So that is something we need to follow up on because it is the judges that's doing the conviction and giving out the time. So definitely need to do that. I think y'all all need to reconsider this blackout we're gonna do next week. I'm gonna wear black pants and a black shirt on Halloween, but that's not how
yeah, coming out as Kevin Hart.
I'll see y'all next week.
Hey, Mark, somebody said you only got the W book out the encyclopedias.
I saw that too, man. Hey, man, sometimes that's what. Oh, he from Kankakee. You know where you're from, Mo. Joe Mo, you know where you're from. He's from Kankakee.
Okay.
What you got for me, Sensei?
Listen, again, I can't say it enough or shout it to the high heavens. Please vote. Please vote. And when you vote, register somebody else. See, when Malcolm X said battle of the bullet, he wasn't kidding. Now, you either going to keep, as they say, F around and find out, go about to. Because if they start with one group, that's a slippery slope. I'm done, brother.
What you got, Mo?
Just gonna say, yeah. So, people, we're not here for the fun. We have fun on the show, but we're not here for the fun. We're here to try to do some good in our community. So, join the show, ask some questions, get some things resolved. Teach us. Y'all got information. We listen, man. We're not the kind of people that, if you're talking goofy, we're gonna tell you. But if you got some good information, teach us, man. And it goes both ways. So come on, come on the show. Let's have some dialogue.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you got questions, if y'all know these format, inbox the show. We're gonna keep having uncomfortable conversations until they become the norm, until we become better. And one day at a time, one item at a time. But our items don't have to be aligned. Whatever it is you're gonna fight for, put it to the top. We can attack from different. I want y'all to understand this. We can attack from different areas. All of us can attack as long as the aim is to get to the top. The more leaders that we have bringing people to something, the easier it becomes. And I need for y'all to understand this and let this be what we do. All right. So this has been Random Thoughts with DVP. I want to thank my co-host. Y'all actually did pretty good today. I didn't get no messages from Mark, so maybe he hitting me with the president. But we're gonna come up with some stuff. Again, we're gonna do some stuff on leadership and how to overcome obstacles. We're gonna do the holiday season coming up, so we're gonna do some shows on depression because I need for y'all to start recognizing signs of depression in people because it's always worse during the holiday season. I got somebody to come and tell y'all again about insurance. I'm still seeing too many GoFundMe shits. It's the crazy shit going. It's the crazy shit going, ladies and gentlemen. You can insure your child for next to nothing when they're born because they can become a rider. Stop thinking you got to get $1 million insurance policy. 10,000 would get most of what y'all done, and it's next to nothing. You can get a $20,000 for as much as it costs to do Netflix and chill. Let your conscience be your guide. But until next week, I'm almost through my Gatorade because I was drinking healthy. Until next week, y'all know what it is, right? Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease, and we out.
Soul Train.